everyone. We're thrilled to have Mudit today, the product head of Sprouts and a dedicated professional with over 11 years of experience. His analytical skills and commitment to innovative solutions have played a vital role in helping Sprouts grow.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shubhangi. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you here today.
Great. So let's just dive in with our first question and decode the title that we have for today, which is Target in Market Accounts, Unmasking Anonymous Website Visitors. So, my first question to you is, who are anonymous website visitors essentially?
I mean, every visitor on a website is anonymous, right? Until they fill out a form to contact you or interested in a product demo. Just giving out some numbers. I mean, average website sees about 97 to 98% of anonymous visitors. That means we don't know who they are and they've not given us the email address to reach out to. So why they are visiting the website, who they are, what they want to know, it's all a gray box. And the reason I say gray box and not black box is because basic web analytics tools like Google Analytics and others in the space do give out some behavioral patterns of these visitors, right? But we all need a little more. That's the day and age we are in. And there is a lot that can be done with these visitors, right? Both upstream before the visitor lands on the website and downstream after the visitor has taken a tour of the website. And that's what we are attempting to solve at here at Sprouts. And as I said, last few quarters has been exciting and filled with learnings. Happy to dive deeper into that.
Yeah, we would like to know more about these learnings. Like, why is it crucial to identify and target anonymous website visitors, especially for B2B businesses?
Especially for B2B SaaS products, right? The website could be a very strong lead generator. Anyone visiting a website could be lead. And that's irrespective of the size of the company. Even if you're in early stages and relying on a lot of word of mouth marketing referrals, or running on a tight budget with no money to spend on ads, or in a growth stage getting a lot of traction due to PR efforts, website visitors just cannot be ignored today, as the access to information is fairly easy, right? Even if you're not doing any promotions, these visitors, no matter how tiny that number is, would have taken some pain to find that website and have some intention. And it's crucial to learn why, right? It could be a great conversation starter. Even if they don't eventually become your customer, it's a good conversation starter to know what is getting them excited, right? You learn as you grow, and maybe you'll solve those problems for these visitors. So you can start nurturing them sooner. And finally, knowing the behavior of the visitor on the website can only get you so far, right? You need to know more. And when this behavior remains anonymous, or if this visitor remains anonymous, it's difficult and expensive to monetize. So that's why unmasking, or some people call it de-anonymizing, these visitors is valuable. And in fact, in my eyes, having worked through building this as a product, it's a no-brainer, right? In today's crowded SaaS space, at least it's a no-brainer. You have to, peel that mask off these visitors.
Right. So, in your opinion, how has the landscape of identifying in-market accounts evolved over the years?
It's a bold question, and honestly, I'm no expert in giving out statements on the landscape. But just based on the desk research that we did along the way building this product, I think there are different revolutionary changes that our generation has seen, right? So I'd break down this into three phases. First is that early days of internet where website traffic was significantly limited, not because there were less websites, but also because the number of internet users were relatively small and the global penetration of internet users was less than 1% in 1990s, right? There's limited bandwidth, slow internet connections. I mean, you faced all kind of challenges even connecting to a single website. And similarly in terms of development, right? Websites development frameworks have evolved over the years, and there were challenges that each of these websites have faced. Then there was the second phase of search engines, right, which opened up a whole new ball game of what can actually internet drive, right? Google's and Yahoo's opening up directories of businesses, and suddenly the need for internet surged, right? You could now do businesses on internet. You could access information readily on a simple search, right? Which is not bad at all to begin with, right? But this third phase, which is the usage and the penetration of social media platforms, that is when things started rapidly changing. And today, businesses are also done online. Like, forget about just reaching out. Like, majority of the businesses can happen online. Like, COVID took it to another new level, but even before COVID, a lot of businesses are done online. In fact, we are today at a time where a new website is being built every 3 seconds. So before you even read like a page or a blog, a new website is somewhere out there deployed, right? So knowing someone has visited your website isn't enough to break through, right? Today's prospects expect you to know more about them, and therefore expect these conversations to be tailored to their needs, right? So it's super critical to know why they have visited, what they're looking for, and we address them according to what's their pain point.
Can you share some best practices for effectively targeting in-market accounts once they've been, identified?
I cannot emphasize enough on the importance of keywords. I mean, not just for SEO, but also for understanding what your buyers are searching for, right? So intent outside of your ambit of influence. I would say prioritize the buyer keywords, right? Focus here is on keywords, obviously, but buyer keywords. What I intend to say is keywords indicating a strong buying intent can bring in traffic that's ready to convert, right? So even before the visitor has visited your website, you are kind of creating that placebo effect of him at least understanding the brand. The brand is there in the mind. It's probably getting ready to get sales converted, right? And a good example, very simple example, is like best project management software or a project management software pricing can indicate whether a user is ready to make a purchase decision or not. Right. Second, track your results. Right. Nick said this last time as well, and important for every role and function. Once you've implemented your keyword research strategy, it's important to track your results, see what's working, what's not. Then getting down to actually implementing it, get the technical elements of the website right. Make sure that every page on your website has a good page title, a good heading, and meta descriptions in order to increase your website visibility. Keep your internal pages cross-referenced and linked. It helps in improving SEO performance, but also increase organic website traffic, right? Users always staying in the website within the flow of the information architecture will always help the crawlers keeping your website up in the ranks. And once the website is optimized, SEO strategies in place, now get down to business, right? Now it's time to refine those unmasked accounts based on your ICP, which is ideal customer profile.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, typically the benchmark figure for visitor to lead conversion is 7%. But for SaaS companies, it drastically drops down to under 3%. And even if you look at certain industry, it just flattens out at under 0.5%. So if you want to maximize those return on investment, the key is to increase your probability of getting to these 0.5% leads faster. We know the numbers, we know what needs to be done. Now it's a matter of time, right? How soon we can reach them. Right. So look for cues on the pages visited, analyze which visitors are visiting on your tofu, mofu, bofu, like top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of funnel pages. and then get down to them. I mean, in my view, I think organic traffic is essential. It can be achieved through SEO optimization, through keyword research, but at the end of the day, organic unpaid traffic is gold, right? Content marketing can lead to 60% more conversion and over 60% cheaper, right? So you can get smiles back on your CFO, CEO's face, right? Less spend, more value.
Yeah, so that's the most important takeaway from this, that get smiles back on your CFOs and CEOs' face by capturing these 0.5% leads, right?
Yeah, that too at a pace that is unbeatable.
Right. And how do you prioritize which anonymous website visitors to engage with, and given that not all might be potential leads?
Segmenting audience is very important, as we realize that a lot of leads might not drop their email address. So once you've unmasked it, then just separate them based on where they are in their journey, right? Even if the first point of contact isn't the brand's website, if it's on an ad on LinkedIn, right, or on a search engine result page or a backlink on a blog post, make sure that you understand that audience and retarget before they get to sales cycle, right? Make sure that you keep them engaged, nurture them through your content, get them to the mofu or bofu stages before you reach out to them. And once these accounts start moving towards mofu or bofu, right, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, then they are sales ready, and then it's the right time to do an outreach. Right, you shouldn't move fast just because they visited the website, but curate them so that they are ready to get that sign on the dotted lines.
Got it. Thank you so much, Mudit. This has been very insightful. What are some common challenges you face when trying to target in-market accounts, and how do you recommend overcoming them?
Challenges have been hitting us from all sides, right? So I know answer to everything today has become chat GPT, but from tracking in market accounts, I would say tracking itself is taking quite creative turns, right, in near future. First change is just the way World Wide Web works, right? We are moving towards a cookie-less world. Regulators are keeping a tight clip on browsers. So privacy-centric option will get attention and adoption. So we have moved away from tracking based on cookies, even if it's a GDPR regulation. Slowly and steadily, the world is adapting to it, and I strongly believe that tech will see a customer-centric regulation, and businesses will have to adapt. Right, there's no two ways about it. But until we get there, the second challenge is with tracking itself. Right, every tracking snippet, pixel or tag, whatever you call it, works differently. Right? In fact, even coming from an ad attribution background, I've experienced that. Right? No two products attributing a click to an install would ever reconcile. Like we had hard time convincing prospects and clients why one product would work slightly differently than other. And there are good reasons for doing it. So right, like every product has some proprietary methodology which helps in the attribution, which they've seen work in the market. But even for the definition of a visit could also vary from one platform to the other, right? So my recommendation is that never compare apples to oranges, or Google Analytics with any other web analytics platform for that matter. Just focus on the trends between the two systems. As far as your visitors or the accounts that are coming up are trending towards what your marketing spends are, you should be happy with it, and always choose that one source of truth. Right, if you keep on hopping between two platforms while running a campaign, while retargeting or doing your social media campaigns, your metrics will never help you move faster. Right, so pick one and ensure that tracking is consistent. Make sure that you have exhausted that tool or the source of truth, and then you move on to the next.
Right.
Get your personas right. Like I spoke about this webinar, and it was fantastic to hear from them that these researchers have found out that today there's not just one buyer who buys a product, right? There's a buying committee which involves between 10 to 15 people. So we have to keep your email call scripts prepared when the account is ready to move to sales, right? And you have to look for those signals before you start like a blast reach out. And just a minor tip before I end this answer, right? If you can, look for the visiting location, right? It gets you closer to the actual visitor. I recently heard a story from one of our clients that knowing the visiting location of the website visitor has also helped him in taking some strategic decisions on which geos to target next, right? So you always have this mindset that, hey, this is our goal, this is our agenda. But then when you look a quarter or two in advance, you can start preparing for that geo and prepare your strategy for reaching out to them. So there are some cues, not about just the current scenario that you're in, but also of near future.
Right. I'm sure this will be very helpful for people who want to overcome some challenges and have some roadblocks in their way while going through this process. So let me just summarize what Mudit shared here with us. He shared 4 points with us, and first one was don't compare tools, and the second one being that choose a tool that serves you the best, and third was get your personas in the right personas in the right manner. And if you can, you should look for your visitor location, which will help you target them better. Last question for the evening. Can you share an instance where identifying an anonymous visitor led to significant business opportunity? Like it helped your business or your products significantly?
Yeah, I mean, personally, we are still in very early stages of, seeing significant numbers. But
Yeah.
what was an eye opener? I'll share an eye opener for me. So I was interviewing our in-house GTM expert, and I learned that we can actually bump up the conversion rates. By conversion rates, I mean from visitors to MQLs.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know what an MQL is, it's a marketing qualified lead. Basically, the lead has been qualified by marketing to move on to next stage. Right? You can bump up that conversion rate to up to 3x for the website traffic alone if the visitor is being reached out at the right time and with the right messaging, right? Now imagine that 0.5% moving to 3x, right?
Right.
If you have 1,000 visitors, 10 leads, now you're converting 30 leads, right? Now I'm only talking about accounts. That's a huge increase in potential increase in your overall closed won deals, right?
Yes.
So while we are yet to identify that as an opportunity, I think these experiences will continue to help us invest more and build something that we can intentionally solve this problem.
Thank you so much, Modit, for taking out the time and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you, everyone, for listening in today.
Thanks everyone for joining in, and thanks Shubhangi.
Thank you.
It was lovely to speak to you.
Same
Bye.
here.